collectors, most hated people in the city. They were like worse. Hung out with anybody that nobody would have anything to do with. This is a pattern that shows up in mystical people. People who are having a mystical experience. They will talk to anyone. They will be kind to the people. They will actually see the homeless person on the street and acknowledge them. We will when we are having this experience. He was Jewish. He was a Jewish rabbi. He's a teacher. He comes out and he says, this is what he says. He says, love is the deal. Get it straight. Love is the deal. What is the law, they ask him. What is the law? 500 and some laws. What is the law? I know I've said this before. It's so important. It's so important. This is the most important thing. This is the most important thing that he said. It's the most important thing that I can say. The law is, love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind. And the second is like unto it. Love thy neighbor as thyself. And he gives the key. He says, on these two, hang all the law and the prophets. So every one of those laws, and this is, he was being very clear about this. He is saying that every single one of those 500 rules hangs on love. And therefore, if you cannot find love in the rule, if you can't interpret it, if you can't read it and see the love, what the love is, then you are reading it incorrectly. You are seeing it wrong. So any of those rules that were about, that seem very harsh when you just read them on the surface, what Jesus is saying is there's love in there somewhere. And what you need to do is find the love and go with that. And Paul then, later, one of the great things that Paul says about this whole thing is he says, the letter of the law killeth, but the spirit of the law gives life. Now he says some crazy stuff too, but he's echoing what Jesus is saying. The spirit, the love in the law, this is what gives life. Not the punishment in the law. The love in the law gives life. So he says, love God. Now for our way of thinking, when I say love God, I am saying love the whole of everything. Love the unity of all life. So now, but to just clarify, then he says, love thy neighbor as thyself. So this is it. Love God, everything you see, all life, love it. Love it. Feel connected to it. Desire only good for it. What would happen? You want to talk about an experience? What would happen if all of a sudden we just decided that we were connected to the entire web of life? Even those pieces that we can't see with the naked eye. If we decided we were connected to the entire web of life, and then we decided that we wanted only good to come to all of it. It's a transformation. A transformation that cannot happen except to begin within us. To see it, to feel it. The Course in Miracles says, there's a section in the Course in Miracles that says, get it right in your mind. When you walk outside, the grass is loving you. The trees are bowing to you in recognition. Think about getting that in your mindset. Instead of going in the world and feeling like, man, danger could jump out from behind any corner at any time. And I'm not just talking about physical threats, although we see enough of that in the news. I'm talking about just feeling, and walking into a room and knowing in your heart that everybody in there, no matter how they've acted in the past, and no matter what kind of grimace that they've got on their face right now, they are loving you. Somewhere within them, they are loving you. Just the same way as, even though you're afraid of them right now, and you're checking them out to see what they're thinking about you, that the truth is, deep down, below the surface, in the undertow, you are loving them. That's enough.